What is this guy building? This is like the biggest tree house you've ever seen. This is like, what the hell am I doing? No, this is not a house. What is this nonsense? You see what I've embarked on here? I'm building 2 houses. I built the first house in the fall. And then in the spring, I got to build another house, just slightly bigger than the one I built in the fall. That's ridiculous. Time for some building yoga. All right, that's all I got. So, what I'm doing here is building walls. Now, this is probably not applicable to anyone out there in the world, but I'm still gonna do a video on it. So if you see this here, this outside wall is just barely sticking on this. And the reason for that is my inside wall is load bearing, right? So I have 8 inches of foundation starting at the rim board. And so this wall here is sitting directly on the foundation. Now in order to do that, I needed to extend this wall out and kind of hang it off the outside. And that's partly because when I built the foundation, I wasn't planning on doing double wall, and then I started doing double wall. This might be done differently. No, it definitely is done differently. This is how I'm doing it, so that's why this wall is so weird. So I can't build these walls, or rather I'm choosing not to build these walls and stand them up, just because there are lots of windows and lots of doors, and it's kind of awkward, and I don't really have a flat spot to do that. So what I'm doing is I'm redoing the top plate so that this top plate will go over top of this one, and then I can plumb my walls and then nail them in the right spot, and then they'll stay locked together. Oh, scare me. Hi, buddy. What I'm doing here, I'm trying to work with bent lumber, basically. So I need to make a corner with these 2x4s, and one of these, let me show you. Let me just show you. Point the camera down the length of that 2x4. And you see how bent that is? So I need to fix that, and I think the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna nail these corners together because I can't get around the inside to nail it. I'm gonna nail it together outside and then put it together, then put it in the corner. What's up? End of the day. Whew. I haven't worked a day like this in a long time. It doesn't look like much. Like, it really doesn't. But it was so hard. Just so hard to keep going. It was just ridiculous. Like, building a wall out in, like, midair. Ah, God. I don't recommend it at all. It's just, you got nothing to measure to, nothing to measure from. Yeah, anyway, it took me all day. And I mean, as you saw in the time lapse, it's just plugging away, measuring, cutting, hammering, like nail gunning. This is more work than it's worth. Man, I fought with this corner for probably an hour. It doesn't look like much, but these two boards, even once I nailed them together, were so bowed, I didn't think I would ever be able to get them straight. And this is like not perfect, but it's absolutely gonna have to be good enough because it was just, this is just insane. So yeah, I hate like zooming in on some of this stuff because it's sloppy. Like, I've got a nail that wasn't the right angle when I shot it, and so it's just kind of hanging out there. But I guess it's disingenuous to not show you this stuff because, hey, this is part of building. Stuff's not always perfect. Holy cow, so much work. But it's really hard to build these walls out in space. I mean, this wall is like floating and like on half an inch. That's why I had to put these 2x6s. You know, it's floating out here, outboard of this rim joist. And that makes it really hard. This is like an awful part to show you. Yeah, this is the kind of hacking I had to do. Yeah, whatever. So what I have here is a piece of 5/8 zip system sheathing. And that's setting on top of this 2x6 here. And that's just to give a nice solid plate to set this wall on. And I feel confident in that. This is not a load-bearing wall. It literally just has to hold the weight of itself and the weight of the sheathing. So I'm not super concerned. But I mean, one of the things that I needed to work on was getting these walls plumb. And I think I did a pretty good job. I really kept a focus on that. How do I keep these walls like perfectly straight up and down? And I can go back and trim my window bucking if I need to. But that's what I got going on. So yeah, don't ever do double wall construction. What the hell? This is ridiculous. We'll see how far I get tomorrow. I'm pretty exhausted. It's been a while since I've worked like this. But it feels good. Anyway, thanks for watching.